Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. Sorry, I'm so used to streaming in the morning. I'm very late today. I hope my audio's okay because I did not test it today. I forgot. Looks like you can hear me. Might be a little loud. Okay. So we are fixing some bugs today. I was working on these guys. I fixed an issue with this, but it wasn't quite working. Let's hit play really quick, and I'm just gonna double check it one more time since it's restarted since I played with last. Anyway, yeah, I stayed up too late last night, and then I woke up at 5 with some really fun acid reflux, and I could not go back to sleep. So I stayed up until like 8, and I was like, I guess I'm just up for the day. And then I was at the computer working on some stuff, and I was like falling asleep. So I decided to go back to bed. So I went back to bed, and I thought I'd only sleep for like an hour or two and just get like a little nap in or whatever. And then I ended up sleeping till almost noon, which everyone else slept till noon. So it's whatever. Okay, so I have these 3 seeds. I don't know why this is not letting me place these seeds. Pretty sure none of them are, and I don't really know what to do about that right now. I'm supposed to place the seeds in the red birdhouse, and I don't know why this is graying them out. And I'm wondering if it's actually a bug that I just introduced. Wait, what are we listening to? I just realized this is definitely not World of Warcraft. Okay, yes it is. This is synthwave. Sure. But that track probably is copyrighted because it's not from the game. Let's go over here. Okay, I think this will be okay. Okay, no, we're good. Set alert. Okay, I have to remember how and like why the filter thing happens. Lootmonger has used 10 bits. Wait, and someone just bought a Swords and Magic tea? That's weird. Thank you for that. Thank you for the bits, Lootmonger. Appreciate that. Game dev's going okay, I guess. I don't know. I'm in that like I've been in a big like get a lot of stuff done kick and like enjoying working a lot. And then the last couple days I've been like we've just been bombarded with like a bunch of bug reports. And this happens every time like we get a lot of players in the game at the same time. because there's just bugs in the game. It's just too big to not have bugs. And then I'm like, great, now I got to fix all these bugs. And then I start getting discouraged. I'm in that point now where it's like, oh, there's so many bugs to fix, and I don't want to do this right now. But I'm going to try to churn through or like push through and let's just fix these bugs and then go maybe take a break and work on Seeking Adventure or something. Tomorrow I'm doing a battle video for Game Dev TV. So later tonight I have to work on prepping for that more, which will give me the rest of the night off pretty much after the stream is over. So I just have to stream this for a little while and then I can take a break, and then I'll probably be back to work full time on it on Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, but Thursday probably. We'll see. Maybe I'll take a break and work on Seeking Adventure for a little bit after we get this little update out. We have a little update coming out this week or next week. Anyway, somewhere in here, I think it's in container inventory or something. What's it called? Container manager, container inventory, I believe it is. I think this is where we're like sorting things. Maybe it's actually player inventory. Maybe it's in here where we're like sorting things, filter acceptable items. Let's go like this. And let's hit play. Anyway, thanks to the bits. I haven't had bits in a long time. I feel like people just don't use them anymore. Okay, filter acceptable items. We have a container actor, quest dash, so let's step into. Okay, that's not what I wanted. That's just check. Okay, locate and then step out. That's, yeah, that was just to see if we should. I assume that was a yes. Yes. Step over, over. Okay, require materials. Nothing here. Okay, we have this one. We are setting this twice. How is this not breaking everything like every single time? How has this not been broken like forever ago? Because this is 100% empty now. Yep. Seriously, like when did this happen? Okay, well, is it a pen? I seriously don't know how that wasn't like fixed forever ago. Like the person who complained about this being broken didn't say they couldn't like put things in. They just said that it wouldn't highlight when they hovered over it, when they looked at it. So I fixed that, and then I went to test it, and I was like, well, how come I can't put anything in this? Like I have all the seeds I need. How come I can't put them in here? Interesting. So that worked. And then we need the blue birdhouse. I don't know what that one is. I'm assuming this direction somewhere because I know where the green one is. Looking for a blue birdhouse. There it is. Okay, place seeds in the green birdhouse. Wait, I did that one. Birdhouse 3, birdhouse 2, and then birdhouse 3. This one up here was birdhouse 1, birdhouse 2. This one should have been Aspen. I'm almost positive. And this should have been birdhouse 3, right? I think we need to start over. Damn. Hey, what's up, golfer? I seriously don't know how that was broken, though. That's so weird. This lets me highlight still because I'm supposed to do this again, but I can't open it because I have the world event now. Birdhouse 2, I'm guessing. Nope, wrong one. Okay. Oh yeah, and I did seeds. With the spawn 'em. There we go. And now we go talk to Aspen. That was like, there were like 3 or 4 things wrong with that quest, and then there was something wrong with the logic. So I don't know when that got like changed or how long that's been broken, and how many other things does that like cause problems for. Okay, well I don't know where Aspen is. I think she's probably not loaded, but I think it's working, so I think we're done here. Okay, let's call that finished. Let's save it. Hey, what's up, golfer? Welcome in. Okay. Corrupted wood and shades are no longer spawning. We might have to test this one in Tyrwin, which is going to be a nightmare, because all the corruption levels need to be loaded in. Let's look at the corrupt manager. You already said, hey, what's up, golfer? Welcome in like 3 minutes ago. Sorry. My brain was in focus mode, I guess. I'm sorry. Anyway, hi. Welcome in, golfer. How are you? My bad. You didn't answer me, so I thought you didn't hear me. That's why I did it. You didn't, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It was funny. Good. Okay, we have a corrupt spawner thing. We are binding to events, which is... Okay. Mob defeated is happening. Add to despawn timer. That works. Then trigger switch. This is, I think, when it gets spawned. We have cached levels. It says a Rama save on it. We're saving cached levels and cooldown list. Has anyone else in chat noticed an issue with this by chance? The corruption area is not spawning again. I don't know what could be. I don't know what could be wrong with them. Let's see. I have Windless Woods. All right, I have Terwin Zone Manager in here. It's Corruption Manager. It has a ROM ID. Let's set it to always relevant. Maybe that's the problem, is it's not spawning or loading properly. Shouldn't matter actually now that I think about it, because I don't think clients are touching this at all. Begin play, only the server touches it. We don't have a Rama save, but I think it's because unload global level. Where is our load? Global level. What is triggering this? And we're saving it. But we're not doing start upload, which is interesting. If we're saving it and not doing a start upload, that tells me that it could be saved, and then when the game restarts, it's still saying, hey, this level's loaded, so don't load it again, but it's not actually loaded. I do feel like we need start upload on this for this to work. So if we have start upload, we're gonna hit false on this, which means we will add it to our load queue. This would be why. This is showing this level is already loaded. How would we not have that on the start upload? Okay, well I think we fixed that. I think I changed, you know what I think happened? I think I put this in. I think recently I added this in here. Because we were like loading levels we shouldn't be loading or something. Okay, I bet that fixed it. This is probably a new bug. I defeated Toxira 3 times. She never dropped the Queen Wasp Stinger. I need it for the Killer Queen and forged in... Okay, what? I am like 99% positive that we set this up to work 100% of the time. I don't think this level's loaded. It's not. Wasp. Okay, we have this boss manager in here, and she definitely drops the Queen Wasp Stinger. Look like always drop loot, because that's probably the issue. But that doesn't make sense, because then she would be attempting to drop the companion and like pretty much always failing, but then she should be dropping the stinger. But we're gonna set it to always drop loot. I'm like 99% sure that that still takes your drop chance into consideration. Static loot, drop all with wait still. Yeah, so we will, if we don't roll the random drop, then it fails, but otherwise, yeah, it'll still roll that and fail, but it will drop through. It'll loop through everything. It will not try to do like a a number of rewards, whatever. Okay. I need to say that. Okay, I'll level out of this, but okay. We have this loadout issue, which I seriously do not know how to fix this right now. If you're ending a fight using my pet, especially a crab, my character is near the pet, the crab will begin attacking me. Okay, this is one. If you're ending a fight while using a pet. Let's just head back to our test area. It's a little easier to test in here. Let's grab all these. I don't know why I have this little test area over here. I'm just get rid of all this stuff. Alright, what kind of... Let's just spawn a... I don't know. Let's spawn... We do a crab. That's right. Actually, I don't think we need that. Eric's over. What's up, Pernabrata? Oh, hey, you popped up on my recommended, so came to say hi. Hello, welcome in. I'm sorry if I took too long to respond to you. Okay, you have a crab. I'm very overweight for some reason. Let's, we need a companion now. Someone said that after the crab dies, they attack you. It says after ending a fight while using a pet. Bunch of junk on the ground. Okay. Let's get a crab. Actually, I think we already have one. I do. A whistle. I need to build paths, I guess. The game just froze. Zinapernal, thank you so much for welcoming or for following the channel. Sorry. Thanks for following. Thank you for following. Okay, so we're just gonna wait till Unreal decides to cooperate. And then we have to build paths, and then we're gonna test this bug. Come on, Unreal Engine. There we go. Okay. On the bright side, it usually does that like once per stream, and it's usually in the beginning of the stream, and then it doesn't do it again for a while. So, knock on wood. Right, we need to build paths. We don't have any. Hey Matt. Hello, Zombie Plays. Oh, my shoulders are so sore today. My arms, my forearms really bad. I went climbing yesterday for the first time in like 6 years. Because everyone keeps coming to my stream talking about bouldering. And I was like itching to go, so I decided to go. I'm very out of shape. It was fun, but also I miss top roping. Bouldering is so much harder and just like, I don't know, it's just a lot. Okay, I'm gonna stand right on top of my crab. He definitely did not fight me. Now we're frozen again. Guess I shouldn't have said anything. I don't understand how people are getting this to happen. It happens a lot, and I have seen it happen before, but I couldn't like reproduce it. Also, my crab is like dead. Oh yeah, and if it lands on them, then they won't go get it for some reason, which is really stupid, and we need to fix that. Okay, you're full health now. He does not want to attack me. Maybe these people just need to treat their companions better. I have no idea what's causing this. Maybe it's client only. Let's try one more time. I can tell him to attack himself. Maybe if you accidentally hit your companion. You can't. Good. Whoops. What level am I? Jeez. 32. I'm gonna check Discord because I just asked them this morning. Looks like I do not have a response. Nope. My whole house right now smells like banana bread because Jan is making some, and I'm so hungry. But I don't like warm banana bread, so I had to wait for it to completely cool. I want to tell this person that I'm live on stream trying to replicate the issue right now, but I also don't want them to feel like pressured to like help fix it right now or like give me information, and now we just froze again. What's going on with the stream? What is going on? Let's turn our graphics down, I guess. I forgot to do it in UE4. Here it is. Let's go to medium. I don't think that's the problem. I think this is a processor thing. And close this. All I have open. And we're frozen again. My God, why is it freezing so much? Lord of Dark, thanks to follow. Anyway, I don't know, guys. This is why this bug's been around for so long, because I just don't know how to fix it. I can't get it to like happen. It's impossible to like check if I fix something if I don't know. Oh. Is this map area working? Say move on. Yeah, it's the problem is like I went through and tried to make companions better recently and like tried to tweak some stuff with them, but it just doesn't like do any good. This map area is working. I wonder if I make another map area. If I just duplicate this one. Just put it like right here and make this I don't know, farmlands. Will this work? More people report if it's common. Well, that's the problem, is there's not a lot of players right now, so it looks like that map area is not working because we're definitely in the other one. I don't think I can test this in this level. I think I have to do this in Tier 1. I don't really know how this works, to be honest. I didn't build this system, but it's definitely caused some problems. The bug is that sometimes when you leave a zone, it still keeps you in that zone in the map, and you have to like exit the like go back to the main the world map and then go into the zone you want to look at, and then when you close it again, it goes right back to the old zone. Drinks all gone. Anyway, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to fix that in Tier 1, which is gonna be a nightmare to do. I'm gonna put this in the crab one. I'm gonna put in verified and fixed and just see if we can get our testers to test it. I do think it has something to do with multiplayer, but I don't know. Definitely seen that one, but it's not really a big deal. Not hard to open the map again. Yeah, the problem is that I've seen is that people will like hit M. They'll like be like trying to find a location or whatever. Hang on. And they'll hit M to open their map. And they're like, oh, this isn't the map I thought I wanted to look at or whatever. So they'll go back and they'll open the farmlands map, which doesn't work here. That's fine. And then they're like, okay, cool, that's where I'm going. And they'll hit M again and then hit M again to like open the map to check. And then it's again the wrong map. And they're like, oh my God. And then this just gets really tedious. You have to do this every single time. Not a huge deal. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not game breaking or anything, but it's still like something I'd like to fix. However, I also want to add some like more stuff to this map where if you like click, you can add a point of interest, or right click and add like ping a location, or add a marker. And so maybe when we go to do that, we add that feature. That's when we'll actually dive into the bugs of the map and figure out what's going on with it. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of wish I didn't put all this wood detail and everything. It's like a little too much. I don't know what I was thinking here. But it is what it is. Anyway. This track is really suspenseful. Okay, so that's all the non-categorized bugs. There's some other issues too. Like, let's fix this next one, I guess. This is an annoying one. We need to test this in multiplayer. I'll show you what the bug is, and then we will try to fix it. I'll test it when the order and hunter skill tree is done. Fair enough. Yeah, especially since like having a companion right now is pretty useless. I'm not gonna lie to you, I am kind of tempted. I mean, the hunter tree is pretty much done, but I'm kind of tempted to add, to like change how companions work and just make it so you can only have them as a hunter, and make it like a skill you learn. Okay, so if I buy this plot, oh, you can't see what I'm doing, so I'm on the other screen. That's okay, I guess. Okay. Yep, this right side is client, left side is whatever, is the server. Okay, and we go to item display, is that what it's called? We plop that down there, and we, oh my god, why is it freezing so much? This is so annoying. And we're gonna put a potion on here and wait for it, because it of course has to hang for a minute. I seriously don't know why it's doing this. This was not a problem just the other day. You know what? I have actually been in UV5 a lot recently, and I've not restarted my computer in a couple days. That might be the problem. Okay, so let's position item, and then this. Oh my god. Character over here. We'll come over here and zoom in. Okay. I position this. Nothing is happening. So it only shows up on the client and does not replicate to the server, which is weird because I swear that we have this fully replicated and set up correctly. So let's first of all, I guess, let's just open up the widget for this. Display case positioner. Scale. Rotate. We'll do position because it's just easier. Let's add a breakpoint here. Okay. Alright, so client is setting a position. We have the position correct. Well, we are getting local transform. Oh, that's fine, yeah. And we have update position, or update transform. I don't know the differences between update transform and this position. Right. Never mind. This is looping between here. Got it. So update transform, this is calling the client. Step into. Let's open for the player. Wait for the player component to open. Okay, here we go. And then we step over, and this is on the player controller. Which has a notify. I don't think this is gonna work. I think we need to change this to the player character probably. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here and let's hit resume. Okay, this is triggering on the client. Let's step into this. Wait, what? Resume. Nope. Resume. It's not working. This is looping for some reason. I don't know why we're looping. I think just because we haven't released the mouse yet, and when we hit resume, it like the mouse never gets released, so it still thinks the mouse is down. Anyway, yeah, this needs to be moved probably to the player character instead of the player controller, because the character doesn't, or the controller doesn't exist on all the clients. This is probably what's wrong with this. So let's just grab this and let's go to it'd be nice if our housing plot was replicated, but I don't think it is. Can I not paste this in here? Copy, paste, create functions, confirm. Put on server, that one's client. I don't know why that wasn't working actually now that I think about it, because like that should have just been running this notify on a replicated actor. Maybe the display case is not replicated. I'm cool with companions exclusive to Hunter. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I do feel like if we did that, it kind of like changes the expectation of Hunter, of companions, sort of, which might be nice. I'm not entirely sure. It would mostly just be removing the quests that give you the companions, and that's... Oh. What about companions like the snowman? We have to remove all those, so you lose the companion, the snowman quest. You lose the wraith spell. Oh no, that one's fine. That's the other companion. The wasp, you lose that drop, or we just make it a pet, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I really wish we would have built all of the AI in the game to just like have like one bool, would have just, or like maybe like have an owning actor variable or whatever, or an owning like a master maybe. I don't know if that's the best term for it, but like a master variable that was just like, if this is set, then it means this AI has a master, and then we change its reputation to their, or their its faction to theirs, and then we can be like controlled. And then everything in the game would have just worked that way, and we could have easily just been like, okay, this person is now like even an NPC could be like normally just a guard standing there, whatever, and now you can like talk to the guard and say, come with me, and then it would just be like, okay, now you have a master, this is your master now, you have to follow its commands, whatever, and it just follows them around. Like, that would have been so nice to build that like that, but we didn't do that because we built the companion system afterward, and it was never supposed to be this complicated, and yeah. So remove the quest. The bee can only drop if you have the hunter skill. That would require some effort, but we could do that. Also, players could still just give each other the bee um, egg, whatever it is, the wasp egg. And the problem with that is that, yeah, there's still ways you can also create up companions and give them to players, which we could remove easily, but like, I don't know, it breaks a lot of things that already exist in the game. And it would also kind of feel bad if they were like quests exclusive to like hunters, but no quests like that for anyone else. I think the bee pet is okay. Is a companion though, or a pet? As a pet, sure. Not as a companion. It's a companion right now. I'll lose the quests, make it so you need a skill to unlock those quests. That would be fine. You like if you had to have a certain hunter level, or if you had to have points in hunter, we could do that. We could check through that, but. Right, we were checking to see. Oh, we have an error here. Sorry, what? I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think there's actually a node that's called that. I think it's just we're just a little bug, so we copied and pasted it. Last we discussed in stream, I think we toyed with the idea of limiting people to just the boar and letting it evolve with skill level. Yeah, there was an idea with like, the idea was like just having like 1 or 2 companions, maybe 3. And I have considered that too. The snowman is, but like, I don't know, like the snowman's really cool and let people like it. Maybe we could just switch those to be like a spell where you can just summon a snowman for a few minutes. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. And maybe with the wasp too. Like maybe we just like increase the drop rate and it's just a wasp egg and you like throw it and it spawns a wasp and attacks enemies. Something like that. Summon snowman. Yeah, I think that'd be more fun anyway. Like what is this? Where is this? Oh, it made a function. You stupid Unreal Engine. Why did you think this was a good idea? God, my computer might need to restart. Okay. We should also probably just do this. Do like, can't check has authority in here. I can do is the server though, I think. No. I'm honestly not sure if that's necessary. I don't know if it would just run, if the server would just run the client function and then just run it properly. I'm pretty sure it would, but this should work. Okay, and last thing is this guy replicated? It is. Where is? Nope. That would be a big part of it. That might have been the biggest part. That may have worked. It may have worked just fine if that was just replicated. But this will definitely work better, I'm pretty sure. Splash potion of angry wasps. Yeah, I think I would rather just spawn the bees that you get when you knock down the tree rather than spawn a bunch of AI wasps, because it's just going to be I don't know. The thing is, if it's a spell and you summon like a wasp or something, or like an item, then you have to like expend that item, and you don't have so many, so you wouldn't want to like just spam out like hundreds of them. But maybe, I don't know, who knows. But the biggest problem is having like 20 or 30 AI actors on screen can cause major problems because they have collisions and everything, and like, yeah, I'm trying to avoid that. But if it's like, I don't know. Wait, what? Who just got yelled at for permissions? Why is the server getting told it doesn't? What? Since when has that happened? It worked. We cannot check tests or saving, unfortunately. But one other issue we did run into is when the client flies away. I guess we'll take the server away too. Like far enough away that it unloads, which I think is already there. There it is. Loads back in. Cool, it's working. I believe that proves that loading and unloading will work when the game closes and opens, but I can't test that in this level, so I'd have to test it in the other level, which I could open, I guess, and test. That's not a big deal, but we fixed it. But before we move on, let's go here and delete these. And just to be good programmers, let's put a comment on this that says, just in case. Just if I need to find that later, we can find it easier. Let's close these. Let's save this one. I'm glad we fixed that bug. Let's move it over. Fish do not save their smidgens. I have no idea what is causing that problem. There's another bug with abandoning a quest, which I really thought I fixed. Love the splash ocean of bees. Spelled just like that in game. Yes. Okay, we have talk to Aspen up here. We need to go here and abandon this quest. It worked. Bush collisions. Bush furniture. Edit. These stupid bushes. I swear we have these stupid things. set up correctly. Query only. They are only blocking. They're world dynamic, and they are only blocking interactable and item pickup. Save. This is the bush, and this is the long bush. Long bush should be the same. Let's go see if we fix that one before we change this one. Tell Jesse to stop complaining. Jesse's really upset about the bushes. He's really, surprisingly, a big fan of bushes. And because of that, we're gonna make them work. All right, small bush sapling. Place. Yeah, I don't know why this is. I'm guessing that it's not respecting the collision settings of the mesh that we're putting on, which is probably honestly a good thing. Okay, so what is the solution here? Let's go to furniture. Let's call this no collisions. Where is it? Am I blind? Why do I not see this? What happened? Oh, I erased furniture. My bad. Duh. What an unusual view. Hello, lizard. Yeah, I use Unreal Engine 4 for this project because it's a 7-year project now, and we started in like 4.18, moved up to 4.26 eventually, like over time, and then we never went to 4.27, and then when 5 launched, we were not able to update to 5 because of problems, technical reasons, technical limitations that UE5 is not, like, it's just more picky about certain things. Yeah, so we're I would like to go to UE5, not 5.6. Not really a big fan of 5.6 right now. It seems kind of, I don't know. It's a little janky to me. There's some jankiness with it for sure. But maybe like 5.4, 5.5 would be nice. But we won't. Not for this project anyway. All my other projects in UE5. Okay, we're looking for the prop here and our collisions. We have world dynamic. We're gonna do query only, and we're just gonna go like that. Compile, save. We only need to be able to pick this up. We don't want to be able to touch it or run into it. And we're gonna go to our bushes. This one, and we go furniture, no collisions. Cool. And then if we have any other things we want to put that on, like maybe we have a bone rope or something like that. Is that what it's called? Rivari bone rope. That's the recipe. Cool. And this should work. We should probably double check actually. It's crazy. I only climbed for like 30 minutes, because I was so I'm so out of shape that I was like, this is all I can handle today. I'm just done. But I did not expect to be as sore as I am today, which is weird. Okay, that's working, and Jesse's gonna be so excited. You can put as many as you want out, wherever you want. I can run through them, I can pick them up. And then I should also be able to use a sledgehammer on them. Come on. Thank you, Enro. Oh, maybe not. What does the sledgehammer look for then? We have to make it hit the sledgehammer, or make sure the sledgehammer hits it. Welcome to your 30 seconds, big fella. Oh, my 30s, got it. Yeah, don't remind me, okay? I don't need to be reminded. We're looking for world dynamic. It should definitely be hitting world dynamic. It's just a trace for objects, so I don't know what the problem would be here. Maybe no collision? Maybe we overlap everything with this, so I think the sledgehammer will work then. It's some really cool UI. Thank you. Yeah, that's my debug handle. I assume that you're talking about when I spawned in an item for myself. Oh, now we're overlapping other bushes. That's what Jesse doesn't like. He wants to be able to place bushes on top of each other. Oh, it's still not working. What? Maybe this is hitting it, but there's something else going on here. It's just looking for world dynamic. Like, I don't see why this wouldn't work. I also don't know why this isn't plugged in. Let's do collisions enabled, I guess. I don't think the trace counts as a physical collision though. That should be fine. I mean, also Matt, it's not really like a bone sore. It's definitely like a muscle building sore. Like, it's a good sore. Yeah, I can place them together. We're hitting something. How are we not hitting furniture? Oh, I didn't assess that. Oh, great. We are possessing the... There we go. How is this not hitting furniture? What is it hitting? Housing plot. Okay. Skip. That's all we're hitting is the housing plot? Are you serious? Didn't we just hit like 5 things a second ago? And also, like, I can still pick them up. So, like, they have collisions. Oh, that one hit me. That one hit. That one hit the furniture. What? Oh, did I duplicate that instead of make? Oh, I'm so dumb. Hang on, this is my bad. Oh no, I screwed this up. I swear I did that right. Damn it, really screwed that up. Okay, let's go find our thing. We have to do this again. Okay, create. I swear I did this. Did I hit the wrong thing? I don't know what I did. Anyway, furniture, no. Collision, we're not gonna spell the whole thing. So dumb. I should have known when it was the wrong, when I put the wrong name in. I'm not forced deleting because I know it's going to crash the engine. I know it will, so let's just rename it deprecated. Maybe if we fix up redirectors. What? It's never that fast. Nope. I don't think it's working. Whatever. Oh, that's why it wouldn't work, because of it open. Salesforce. Okay, that's fine. Ignore, block, world dynamics good. Okay. Save. Play. The things we do for our builder friends in this game. Jana was testing the like custom placeable thing too, and it was like honestly kind of annoying. Okay, good. Got it working. Cool. Now why is this not working? I swear to God, I just fixed this stupid thing. I swear I just fixed that. Has something to do with the fact that the sledgehammer dropped it, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. It's not a big deal. It's fine. I'm not gonna waste time trying to fix that. Okay, we can close all this. We're good. Okay. Jesse's gonna be so excited. What do we do next, guys? What should we work on? It's only been an hour. We actually fixed like 4 or 5 different bugs in an hour. There are some bugs with quests not being correct. Not a ton of them, actually. Stolen shipment. The ring on the map is correct. The chalice on the compass is set to teak. Let's go to look at our quests. Teak grants an entity, turn in NPC should also be teak. I believe. I hope. Location for Gil. Location for Greg. A lot of parts in this quest. Jank has a location. Roxy has a location. Fitz has a location. We've turned in NPCs on every single one of these. I wonder if the reason... Yeah, all these have location. I don't know. None of these have IDs in here, so I don't know why we would be showing teak other than the turn in NPC ID. But I didn't have that filled out until just now. This is going to be pretty much impossible to test, I believe, without opening tier win. So we have to wait on this one, I guess. We have to wait on that. Okay, so what do we work on then? We have, let's see, the weapon leveling thing is working and finished. I believe it's completed. The fishing, let's look at fishing, the fishing one. Yeah, I guess we'll look at why that's not working. So let's go to fish manager. No, it's called, yes, fishing event manager. Yes. End of event. Check distance to player. End fishing event. That's too far away. Successful catch. Add get counted world event. I believe this is where... Let's put a toggle here, a breakpoint here, and we'll test it. In my 30s. I love that. I love that Matt says, "Welcome to your 30s," and I am 37 years old. Like I haven't already been here. We need some bait. Let's get some magma scarabs, I guess. It's probably the best. I don't know what we're fishing for in here. This could be anything. Oh, they don't like that, I guess. Let's do F8 and click this. This is Windless Woods. We need tier 4. What are the moths called? Celestial moth. I think that's tier 4, right? Yep. That one person, I'm still mad about this. One person came in and they were like super nasty and upset about the fishing when we first had fishing because it was just so hard. And now until you get to like the ocean fishing, like you can pretty much just hold down the mouse button on like everything. Like there's literally no challenge to fishing at all anymore because we made it easy enough for that one person. What's up, Jonathan? Hey, a quick question. How do you handle all the text in the game? Do you store it all in data tables? Nope. It's all like dialogue, you mean? Like how do we handle all the dialogue? Fish ID. Number to add. This is how many we've caught, which I believe is working. Get counted world event. Override counted world event with number. This is our smidgens. This is a different world event. This one is called, this one's like the same, the fish ID with the size on the end of it. Repending size. So it's just be like bearded sage or what is this one called? Armor or something? I don't remember. Yeah, dialogue. Yeah, so I'll show you. I use a plugin. Do you use Unreal Engine? I assume you do. You said data table. That should be working. Let's see what this is. Doesn't tell me. There it is. Material, fish, armored hornfish size. So that has size on the end. So this should be storing that. Check fishing record. We have fish shadow. We have this fish ID. Smidgens. The icon. We really didn't need to do this. Why don't we just put in the fish data and it could have pulled the icon and then done soft load, whatever. Show generic pop-up, that's fine. Achievement titles, yep, okay. Zoom. Okay, and then we go to the collections. We should see our this guy. Yeah, so smidgen 0% or 0, and then we don't know what it's called. Okay, so we need to look at that. That's collection slot, or maybe it's just item database. Oh, it's showing here. It's just not showing in collections. I don't know why, but we'll look into that. Is it working here if I drop this on the ground and then pick it back up? Yeah. So it does store the information. It's just not showing it in collections. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll show you, dialogue, working on my own game and trying to figure out the best approach. Yep, so here's what I suggest. just use a plugin. I use a plugin. Let's just open up Jana, I guess. This is a dialogue. This is the plugin I use. So you have the start thing, and then you can branch. So I can just create all the dialogue I want. So I can just say like, hello, adventurer. Right? And then the cool thing about this dialogue, and this is the reason I use this plugin, it's literally called dialogue plugin, by the way. Just search dialogue plugin on Fab and you should find it. It is paid. I will warn you. There are free ones that probably do similar things, maybe even better ones. I don't know. I've used this one for years because it just works for me. Let me try to find it. There's one called Not Yet Dialogue System. It's $50, but I have that one too. I think I got it for free at one point. I don't like it as much as this one. Where is this one? Well, now I don't see it. Very surprised it didn't pop right up, because it's literally just called dialogue plugin, so I would have found like the exact search. But this is sort of how Fab works now, is it doesn't seem to care about anything. Well, geez, I don't know. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Which sucks, because this one's like my favorite, hands down. Anyway, there's a bunch of plugins for this. Honestly, Unreal does not have a great way to handle it, which is surprising. You could build like your own like blueprint system where you have like each one of these is like a function, right? And then you just start like on the left side or whatever is like start dialogue, and you just like, or choose tree or whatever, I don't know. And you just sort through, and you could do that. You could build your own in Blueprint and just like make a new function for each like dialogue or whatever. It'd be kind of a pain, honestly. I don't know if I'd want to do it, or make a like you can make like a new Blueprint class for every single one of them, I guess. I'm not sure how I would handle it, but you could do it. I seriously can't find this one anywhere, but there are a bunch of dialogue plugins. So yeah. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Maybe it has a UE on the end. Yep. I found it. Okay, it's by Code Spartan, and it's DIALOGUE. This is it. It is $70. But as you can see here, like you can get pretty complex with it. My favorite part about it, like, sure, the dialogue stuff works just fine. You can check if it's going to be a player or not, right? So like, for example, you don't ever want to mix like this. Let's break this node. Okay, so if we had these two and we just said like, nice seeing you again. You wouldn't want one of these to be player. This will break things. Because like then it'll break everything, because these are all like options that it can go through. Anyway, and then it would start with this one and trigger this one first. So how I do things, and this might be just dumb for me on my part, but it's how my brain works better, I guess, is I start everything from right to left, which I know is confusing. So anything I want to happen first goes on the very far right side and then has no conditions. Like this is just my fallback. This is always the first thing that happens before any conditions are met. And then over here, I would add a condition. I'm going to call this condition. These are all the conditions. Most, like 90% of these are all made by me. They're all custom made conditions. But you can, and there's a couple like built in. I don't know where they are, but I think it's just like an or I think are the only ones that are like, yeah, there's an or condition. But I have one called known NPC check. Basically how this works is I would go in and make an event here called known NPC, set known NPC. This goes through and finds the name of the NPC. I can show it to you, I guess. So here's the event. So every single event and condition is its own like blueprint object that you can build. So when the event is triggered, this is what happens. So I have my considering player. This is the player controller, and then I have an actor, which is the actual player character or the NPC actor, and I can cast here if I needed to change variables or whatever I wanted to do. So I'm just getting my player component, which is the component I have on my player controller. I'm checking my, I don't know what this is doing. Oh, this is giving the ID of the NPC. And then I'm running a function that checks to see if I know them. All that should be doing is checking against a array, I believe. I didn't build this function. This was a programmer that built this, who was on my team a long time ago. I built probably more than half the functions in here though. Anyway, yeah, this is just checking a list of known NPCs. And then if we don't know them already, then we're adding them to that list. And then this is just adding them to that. So and then I have them. And then my quest or my condition here, nice to see you again, is just checking that list. So it would just check to see, I need to tick that, check to see if I've met them or not. If I met them, then we'll run this dialogue instead. And that's like the simplest way this works. But you can do anything with this. You can make events that like play an animation or a sound effect. That's even built in. You can do like sound effects built in. So like I can play a song or play something when this dialogue hits. That would be, it's also really handy for, obviously, yeah, you can play like a sound, like if you purchase something through dialogue or whatever, or, you know, whatever, then you can play like a ching sound or whatever. And then you also have a dialogue wave, which would be, this is like dialogue. This is built in as well. And this is probably way updated since then. This is 4.26. It's probably been way updated since then. So there's probably a lot more you can do in here maybe now. But your dialogue wave is like your voiceover files. So yeah, this is how I do it. I think I think using a plugin is just the way to go. You can probably, like I said, there's probably ways you can build this on your own. Like you can probably use the new what's it called? Task tree or whatever it's called. That was called task? No. Behavior tasks? Not behavior trees. But it's like the other one. I don't know what it's called. It's like a newer one that came out in 5. Anyway, but yeah, we have tons of like dialogue of like conditions and events and stuff. We do all kinds of stuff. It like advances quests for us. We can check quests. We can do a ton of stuff. You can give players items. You can do anything you can think of through dialogue. We do a lot of like triggering events and things like that. Like there's an event that I just launched in the last update we launched, where you talk to this guy and he's like, okay, let me know when you're ready to start this big boss fight thing, and you tell him yes, and then he like moves the camera over to like this valve and tells you like, okay, and remember you need to turn this valve, and this is all happening in dialogue pretty much. And then he's like, okay, good luck, and then the fight starts, and then you walk over and like enemies start spawning, and then you have to turn the valve. It's the whole thing, and it's all like triggered through dialogue. Seems like a time saver though. Yeah, it's like I said, there's other free versions of it, and you can build your own sort of system once you understand like sort of how it works. But yeah, I got this on discounted for like $10-15 by that, I'm pretty sure, like several years ago when this project first started. And I've just used it ever since. So that's the reason I keep using it. I 1,000,000% got my $70 worth out of it, right? My game's made quite a bit of money over the years, so it's definitely paid for itself. And we have like 400, I think, NPCs now, maybe less, maybe 350, somewhere in there. We have over 300 NPCs in the game, and every single one has custom dialogue, and it's all written through that dialogue system. There are some quirks with it, and I think these are specific to 4.26. I think they fixed these issues, but like this, for example, this one or any of the dialogue. I'm pretty sure this is fixed, but if you go in here and like, here's like a event function over, if I copy this event and I paste it like on this one or something, which is nice, you can do that. But then if I change this event because I've copied and pasted it, I'm pretty sure it changes. No, it didn't change. Okay, I'm crazy. Maybe there's definitely a bug in here where you can, if you like change something, it messes stuff up. Might be if I change the name of this. then it changes on this one. It didn't. So maybe it's not the events, maybe it's the conditions, or maybe it's something else. But I do know that we had issues with like copy pasting events and dialogue or conditions at one point, and then it was like changing old ones, and everyone like, it was me and 2 other people working on quests at the same time, and it was causing a bunch of like weird bugs because we were just copy pasting things. So now we kind of like, whenever we want to make a new dialogue, we don't ever like duplicate an old tree unless we like know we're going to change a lot of stuff in it. And we're okay with like redoing some of the work, but whatever. Anyway, that should be fixed by now too. I really doubt they have that same bug for like the last, I don't know how long, 5 years. Okay, so this, I believe this fish manager is working just fine because it's storing it on the item. I think it's just a problem of reading the fish, and that's probably going to be in collection slot. Oh. Well. Oh. Okay, no, wait. This is almost... Okay, I think I know exactly what's wrong. How are we storing... Okay. I think it's going to be in the tooltip then. I don't think it's the collection slot. It might be. We might be missing something in the collection slot, but I think it's in the item tooltip. Let's go search for fish, I guess. Or we just search for smidgen. Yep, we're looking for custom ID. Okay, so we need to know... If this is equal to none... How are we doing this before? I don't know how we were doing this. Let's go to our player component maybe. Because we're definitely saving the smidgen size for the fish. Hold on, let's just do get player component. Maybe we don't have a way to do this right now. Oh, I guess we're just looking for counted world event, right? That's what it is. Get counted world event. And we want to put in this. We can't like format this, right? This isn't names. We just need to do string to name. And we do to string. Append size. That. So we should actually not select this. We should actually do a branch here. Maybe here. Was this a function? Can we just add a local variable called I don't know. Let's not. We need to do this, and then oh shoot, this is gonna break things. Oh no, wait, because we multiply this by 100, I think. To float. Then we do this one. Okay, and then this value comes from the smidgens. So that comes from here. It's a mess. It's gonna be a mess. It's fine. Okay, and let's put a comment on this and say okay. Right, hold on. There's one more thing we need to do. If we don't find that, and we'll just use this one because it's already going to give us a question mark here. Okay. Yes, I primarily worked in blueprints, yes. Like 99% in blueprints. I actually would like to start moving into C++ more. I feel like I'm kind of there, but like ready to start playing with it, but I don't know. The amount of time it'll take me to like learn it might not be worth the effort. Okay, so some of these, like that one says 0th percentile. Oh. It says 2.11. What was it though? It was 21. I think I divided too many. I like the locked. That's because I spawned that one and I cheated that one. I don't know about the guppy though. But it showed that one. So I think I divided by 100. I think I should just do 10 maybe. Oops, I shouldn't have hit escape. Hold on. But yeah, my almost Swords of Magic is made almost entirely in blueprints. The only things in Swords of Magic that are not blueprints is because we do use gas, and gas in 426 does not have a lot of blueprint support. We've done a little bit of C++ to just expose things, and also just to initialize it and like set it up. I've used gas in other projects though that are more recent, and those projects I also don't use. Looks like we're only using 1 decimal, so I can just divide by 10. Anyway, those projects also don't use like any C++ because there's a plugin called Gas Helper, I think. Gas's gameplay ability system, in case you don't know what that is. It's just a Unreal Engine designed like toolkit sort of to just like make like multiplayer action kind of games much easier and yeah, just better to work with. You can use it pretty much in any game, but it's kind of designed around like RPGs, MMOs, stuff like that. Action games. Okay, I think that fixes all of our issues. I think we should be good to go now. I use C++ over BPs mostly because it's easier for me to read the code rather than nodes, especially when there's some sort of complex calculations going on. Yeah, I think when there's like when it's like complex calculation stuff, definitely easier in C++. But I am also a very visual person. I was an artist for many years before I decided to start programming. So for me, like my artist brain, there we go, we're perfect. Much prefers. I guess it was just the carp. Cool. My artist brain much prefers the visual side of things with blueprints. I don't know. It's way easier for me to read. I've definitely dug through a bit of C++ before trying to like figure stuff out. I've written a couple like small scripts for like just to enable certain things via like Steamworks and stuff like that. Like the Steamworks SDK and stuff. Like I've used some C++ for that kind of stuff, and it's okay. I mostly just like kind of use GPT to like figure out what I'm supposed to be doing because I don't like the problem with like writing code, because I've tried learning Unity in the past. It was a long time ago before I was like really. I feel like it was before I learned blueprints at all. It was before I knew Unreal Engine was even like a possibility, and I was coming from a very visual scripting heavy engine called Stencil. But in Unity, I was struggling a lot with like knowing, like I knew like kind of like what needed to happen. Like I understood the logic of it, and I feel like I've always kind of got that. Like that's easy for me to grasp. The hardest part is like understanding what everything is called. Like what do I type in to make this thing happen? Like I understand the logic of like I need, this thing to do this, and I need to like set a variable here and like all that stuff. Like all the logic is super easy for me for the most part. Until it gets kind of complicated, then of course you get to think through it, but I think everyone does that. But yeah, it was just kind of like knowing like what does every line do, and like that's all just going to be like, that's just becoming fluent with your language, and understanding like what you're looking for. So for me, it was a lot of like Googling things and asking a friend for help. And after I had to do that for like a week to get like something really simple working, I was like, I hate this. Like typing code is not for me. So I just gave up. And I kind of gave up on programming entirely at that point. I think actually Unity kind of like put the nail in the coffin for me, the final nail in the coffin for me with that. And so I ended up giving up kind of on game dev at that point, and I decided to go to school for 3D art, for game art animation. So I guess it was still game dev, it was just game art, because that was kind of like the like, well, I guess I'm not going to be a programmer. I guess I'm just going to have to make art for other people's games, and maybe one day I'll become a designer and I'll be able to like make my own games, and I can hire a programmer to do that stuff for me. So I spent 3 years in college learning game art, and then near the last year, they introduced us to Unreal Engine, and we had to use some blueprints to trigger animations that we'd made. And I was like, "What is this black magic called blueprints? Why have I never heard of this before?" And I started diving into it and looking into it deeper, and I was like, "Holy shit! I can make a whole game with this." And at the time, they weren't as like potent. That was like, I think like 4.16, maybe 4.12. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. It was old version of Unreal. And blueprints were good, but they weren't like people were not telling people like, yeah, you can make full games out of it yet, like at that point. And so I was like, I'm just gonna prototype a little game out of this. And so I started streaming my progress because a friend asked me to. That's when I first started streaming on Twitch for like ever. And I opened up Unreal Engine and I was like, I'm gonna make a little cube character and see if I can get this character like running around and doing stuff. And that cube character I made in 2017 to learn Unreal Engine is this character here, and turned into a 7-year project that has been paying my bills for the last 5 years or so. So yeah, I'm a big fan of blueprints because they brought me from like, I guess I'll just be an artist and make other people's games, to like, wow, I guess I'm making my own game now, and I'm programming it myself. And I wasn't for a while. I did have a programmer on the team doing blueprints. Twice actually. We had, well, 3 technically. We had 3 different programmers on the team working in blueprints to like bring stuff to life. And over the years, I just kind of like learned more and more of it while I was doing I was doing all the art and everything in the game, and a lot of the design stuff. And so yeah, thank you. It was a lot of work to get to this point. It's funny because like I look at this game sometimes and I'm just like, oh, there's so many bugs, and it's not great, and it's not selling very well anymore, and like, maybe I should just move on. And then I like will play it or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this exists. Oh yeah, I forgot this was a thing. Oh yeah, I forgot that there's like all these secrets and like this whole like zone of stuff to do. And man, I've just played for like 4 hours, and I've only like, you know, just barely scratched the surface of what this like one zone has. And like there's 4 more zones after this, well, 3 more zones after this to go through, and there's like all this other content to do, and I haven't even touched that. And I forgot this whole thing works, and I haven't even touched fishing yet, and I haven't done this yet. Like, there's just so much stuff, and then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, no, this game's it's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff in this game. I've done a lot. And then I like it more. And I'm getting to that point again where I'm like getting burnt out because I'm just fixing bugs like all day long, like every day, because we're like right in the middle of like trying to get a quality of life update out, and I've broken a lot of things, because this game's also like super spaghetti at this point. Like there's just so many broken things, and it's like, it really is like a house of cards. And every single time I add something to it, like half the house like falls down, and I'm like, okay, now I gotta go back and figure out what's broken with those and why that broke when I added this thing. And it's very much like a game of catch up. It's a pain, but at the end of the day, it's become like quite the passion project for me, because it's easy to like add cool ideas into this game because it kind of just has a little bit of everything, and everything just fits. And so whenever I have an idea for like a mechanic or whatever, instead of like making a whole new game from it and hoping that I can like turn that into something cool, I can just kind of add it in here, and it works for the most part. Not everything, but anyway, fishing collection slots are now working. We fixed so many bugs today already. I'm actually pretty impressed. We did this in like, what, 2 hours? Not even 2 hours yet. The quest ones, I don't think I can touch on those yet. And I think that's going to be mostly just data entry issues. Mostly. I have a feeling there's going to be like one place in like where we like handle reading like the chalice locations or something that's going to be like, whoops, used the wrong data here or something dumb. Like, I bet you that the chalice, you can probably look at it on our mini map. No, not mini map. What's it called? Compass. I bet you that the compass is using the general, like, overall return return thing. I don't know. This is gonna be hard to actually find that actually. With location actors, quest marker location, current marker location, find references. I don't know. Set array element. Turn in. Yeah, so here we are. We're getting parts. Never mind. I stand corrected. This is working correctly. This is working as it should. I was thinking we have quest data here and we have a turn-in NPC. And I was thinking we're probably using this turn-in NPC right here as the overall thing. So it's just always showing the final turn-in NPC instead of the actual current one. But it does seem to be working correctly. So that's not the problem. I don't know. It's probably a data entry issue then. That was my hunch, and that was not the case. So, moving on. Okay. There's one more thing that we absolutely have to have before the skill trees can go live, and we need to be able to it's the mechanic or feature to be able to change your staff type, which honestly, for like mid to end game, I don't think that's important anymore, but for early game, it's really important. But even then, no, I don't know if it is. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we don't need to do this anymore. So let's explain the issue. Hey, what's up, Tangled? You're hella late today? Oh, so am I. You're probably right on time then. I meant to stream at like 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m., somewhere in there. And around 8 a.m., because I'd been up since 5, not on purpose, not intentionally, I was getting really tired, and I was like, I'm just gonna go take a nap for an hour, and then I'll stream at like 9:30. And I slept till noon. So I slept for like 4 more hours. Which was fine, because I didn't go to bed till like midnight, so I probably got about 9 hours of sleep after I went back to sleep. So I didn't start streaming until like 1. So I've only been live for 2 hours. It was later than 1 then, because I've been live for 2 hours, almost exactly, and it's almost 4 now. I started around 2. So yeah, don't worry about it. You are 2 hours late, I guess, but that's fine. Anyway, okay, so what we were planning on doing is there was going to be a workbench kind of thing that would open up, and you could put in a... Man, why don't we just use the same mechanic or the same system we've been using for everything else if we're going to do this? The augment system. This would just be easier. And it's already built. Mostly. It's like we have to do like a bit of work, just like we did last time with the other system. Okay, so what's happening is we have a staff, right? Let's just say we're level 5 and we have the Ember staff. What's it called? Ember. That's, oh my god, what's it called? Fire. Novice staff of fire. Hold on. That's not what it's called anymore. It is called that? Okay, whatever. We should change this though. So we have a staff of fire and we're like, man, I really like this staff. It's cool, but I wish I was a druid. I want to be a druid. And this is fire, and it's my best weapon, and I just really want to be a druid, and I don't want to keep leveling up my mage because druid's cool. I don't even know how you know there's a druid in the game at this point, to be honest, because you haven't unlocked it because you haven't got a druid staff yet. But maybe it's not even that. Maybe you've unlocked mystic, and you just want this to be a mystic staff really bad. Because there isn't a mystic staff. Actually, I think there's a sapling staff. Yeah. Well, let's just say your sapling staff is level 6, and let's say that you just leveled up from your staff of fire, but you want to be a mage. That's fine. So you have this sapling staff, which gives you, which is level 6, and then you have a fire staff, which is level 4, and you really wish that this sapling staff was fire instead. So it'd be really handy if you could just change the element of the staff to fire, which was the idea. So it was gonna be called the attunement bench, and it would let you drop this staff into it, open up like anything else, and then you drop the staff in, and then there'd be like 4 slots around it, and you'd surround them with like fire or ember shards, and then you would attune that staff, and now it's no longer a staff of life, but now it's a staff of fire. Which, by the way, all of the staves in the game are named really stupid. We have a Rivari staff, which would be really nice if the Rivari staff was called Rivari Staff of Air or Sky, because it's a sky weapon. And it'd be nice if like the Druid Acolyte staff was called Druid Acolyte Staff of Earth or Sky, and the Druid staff, same thing. Earth Shard staff, same thing. All the staffs in Windless Woods are pretty much all Druid, which is another issue, right? You get there and you have all these like high level Druid staffs, and you're like a level 1 Druid, and it's like, dang, I wish I had a level 1 Druid staff, because I don't know how I'm supposed to level up my Druid. But now we've already kind of solved this issue, right? Because you can have like an Elderwood staff, right? And you're like, this staff's so cool, and it is level 25, and I have a level 4 staff of fire. I really wish this was a level 4 instead. So now you can go to your what's it called, alchemy station, and you can craft yourself binding rune. And you're like, sweet, I have a binding rune. Let's right click it. Hold on, we need to upgrade our things first. Sorry, you can't do this with low level things. Or low tier things, low quality things. Okay, so you're like, cool, I have this binding rune. I want to take the level off of this fire staff. I'm gonna unbind this fire staff. Oh yeah, we need to change this dialogue, forgot. Unbind it, boom, my fire staff is destroyed. I don't care, I didn't care about the fire staff. I just want a level 4 druid staff. And now you can use this bound one that has level 4 on it, and you can bind it to your Elderwood staff, and you bind that. Also still says unbinding, that's a problem. And now I have a level 4. Listen, I'm 1000% positive that we just did this the other day, and it was working just fine. So positive that it was also checked off and verified by our testers and moved to the completed column. So why did this suddenly just not work? What did we do? How is this broken now? We should really show the new level on this. When you hover over this, it should show the new level, so you know what you're getting. Still not working. What the hell? Dude, this was just working. We just got this working. Anyway, well, oh look, it's level 10 here. It says level 10 there. And still level 25 here. Oh, you know what? I think we forgot to set this up for our new staves. Hold on. I think it's in the tooltip. Well, I guess we found something to do. Now we're working on this. Anyway, so yeah, I think we might have solved that issue. The issue was like, I wanted druid staff, but this is a fire staff. I really wanted, I wish it did this, whatever. But now you can just find a druid staff of any level you want, destroy the staff the level you need, or anything. It could be an axe. It doesn't really matter what it is. It just takes the weapon level and the binding rune, and then you can just bind it to that new staff, and then you have a lower level staff you can use, or whatever you need. Or a higher level, you can go make your stick that from level 1 that you really liked for some reason a level 35 weapon. And that solves all of the problems, I think. So I don't think we need the attunement thing anymore. I thought we did, but I don't think we do. If we did want to do the attunement thing, if for some reason we did want to do that, we should probably change how staves are named, for starters. And we should change it so instead of using an attunement bench, you just have like an attunement, like, I don't know, like a crystal or something. Like you would take the 4 ember shards and maybe you have like, it couldn't be an empowered one because we have that as a trinket already, empowered frost shard. But it could be like, I don't know, something else that's like you put 4 of them together and then you can use it, you can right click it and it like will let you do the same thing that we just do with the binding runes, where it just changes the element type. Could be useful, I don't know. I'm gonna go do some chores. Thanks for streaming. I'm gonna visit you from time to time. Cool. See you later, lizard. Enjoy the chores. What am I looking for? Format binding rune, that works just fine. Item tooltip. Format weapon new. Where's our old weapon though? Format weapon, this one. Okay, we're in here. We should have found level. Yep, we just use this. Custom ID. So that's that we're finding the level in here and we're storing it. And then format weapon new, back here, and here it is. That's literally all we need to do. Well, right? Class level. We're using weapon level everywhere here. So let's instead promote this to a variable. Call that cached weapon level. We have inventory item here that needs to be inventory item here. False is here. We don't need 2 of these. Okay. If we have a custom ID, we'll use that as the level if it's greater than 0 anyway, and then or greater than or equal to 0, and then otherwise we will use the weapon level. Cool. That should solve all of our problems, I believe. Oh, no, it won't, because we need to switch out all the weapon levels with this. So let's just go level. That was a huge mistake. Not huge, but it was a mistake. Class level, item level. We don't want this. We want to swap that with this cached one. Nope. Not like this. Like that. That's it. That's the class level. Okay, we're good. All right, now our staff should be level 10 still, because that was like, that's like stored internally, and I believe we're using all the right numbers there, like when we actually use the staff and everything. Yep, level 10. Now we have level 10 druid staff. I think that solves like all of our problems. The only other thing I could possibly think of that would just like make the staff process smoother would be like the rename thing. I think that would be pretty handy if we could just rename them all to like, to say like what the staff is in the name. Because it says Elderwood staff, it would be nice if it said Elderwood staff of Earth. And I think like all of our staffs could say that. Like this one says life, but it should say order. We could manually rename every single one, or we could go in and like append that on in all the places where we put the name on, but that's also kind of messy. I think we would just add it on manually. I mean, it's all right here, I guess. Like, I think we have like item name. Just set text here. We just do skill is gonna be like order, chaos, and yeah, it should be fine. So I guess we could also change the name. Like we have of fire, but it would actually be of ember. Oh, not a big deal though. We have weapon data, so we'll just do, yeah, right here. We'll just do get name. It's only for stabs, so like this is not really a big deal. To string. Actually, we'll just do format. We'll do original name space of element. The only place this is going to be a problem where this won't show up correctly enum to string, that goes here, is going to be when you like look at it on the ground, probably, because that's a different tooltip. We can also fix that. That, I believe, this one. No, that's the bottom right corner, but that could still also work. Find references. Format tooltip. Oh no, this is the same one. Okay, so that'll work there. That's fine. Generic tooltip? No, that's fine. It's a different thing. Does this work? The like sapling staff and the fire staff are obviously going to be really stupid, but we can fix those. Hey, can you tell me a bit about your mega grant? Sure. We applied for it in, I think, 2020, like 4 or 5 months before the game launched, because we were hoping to use it for marketing reasons. Oh, it says Earth Magic. We're going to do a select on that, or like make a thing for it. If I drop this on the ground though, sorry, I will tell you, yes. Yeah, so it does not show up here. What is this called? This isn't called the tooltip, I guess. Anyway, we applied in 2020 for it. Because it was during COVID, we had to wait like 9 months to hear back, and you should usually hear back within like a couple weeks, if not like I think 3 months. 90 days is their like cutoff time. I think like that's like their like maximum wait time, depending on how busy they are. So if you apply for one, you should know within like, honestly, I've applied for one since then, and I got denied, and it took I think like a week, maybe 2 weeks before we heard back, and it was like, oh, okay. Much smaller game, kind of a hit or miss concept too, that could have been made probably better in other engines. So I understand why I got denied. We only got $10,000, and our game has grossed over $600,000 at this point. Keep in mind that's gross, not net. So like a huge chunk of that went to Steam. A big chunk of that is like in refunds and taxes and things like that. So like, yeah, but still, it's a much bigger game than a $10,000 grant probably justified. We didn't ask for a specific amount of money, and that's what we got. So if you need a specific amount of money, don't assume that they're going to look at your game and go, okay, it's a big game, you probably need $150,000, that's what we'll give them. Like, if you need $150,000, you better ask for that. The more you ask for, the harder it's going to be to get, I'm sure. I don't have any evidence of that, but I couldn't imagine them just being like, oh, we don't care about the amount, it's just a cool game. So you probably need to be thinking about that. What else? Yeah, that's like it, right? You get invited to a Discord server, which is really cool. Or yeah, it's like a specific Discord, it's like a private Discord server for grant recipients, where you do get some like exclusive like information about things. Like you can apply to get like hardware from like some like Intel and stuff like that. Like there's Nvidia and stuff like that. Like you can apply to get free hardware from them or whatever because you're a grant recipient. I don't know how hard that is. I've never tried it. I haven't really needed to. Might be doing that soon though, because my computer is seeing better days. What else? I think it took them another couple weeks. You have to like, after they like approve you for the grant. I went back and forth with them, by the way, and every time I went back and forth with them, because it took them, it was like 9 months to get it approved because of COVID. I had way updated like socials and progress on the game and things like that. So I was constantly sending them like an email like probably every month or so with huge updates on the game, and I think that helped probably a lot to get the grant. What else? Yeah, like they don't care how you spend the money. You can use it on anything. I'm pretty sure it just went to paying one of our developers for a month, or two of our developers for a month. That was it. Like, it wasn't enough money to like, I don't know. Honestly, the amount of effort we put into like getting the grant, if I would have known it was going to be like just $10,000, because we also had an $80,000 Kickstarter successful right before the grant. We got the grant like right after the Kickstarter was done. Maybe it was a little after that, and it was like, oh, okay. I mean, another $10,000, like, it's not like money to, you know, throw out or something like that, but it's still a lot of money. But it was still like, I probably wouldn't have applied for it or like put the effort into like getting it if I knew it was just gonna be $10,000, and I would have just put that extra effort into Kickstarter, because I think we could have made more on Kickstarter. So you're gonna apply so you can quit your job and pay rent so you can focus on your game. Yeah, you better ask for a lot of money. What do you need to show them? Is it the gameplay, or do you need to show blueprints, etc.? Oh no, I don't think they cared. I don't think they didn't ask for any information about like how the game was made. They just wanted, I showed them footage of the game, sent them keys because our game was already on Steam and playable. And this was like way back in the day when the game was not great. It was not in a good place. And I feel like maybe if they knew the scope of the game and knew where it was going and like saw the game today, they would have given us a lot more money maybe. But back then it was very small. It was one little like island like with a little tutorial, and that was like it. And there was just not a lot of content. So I think that might have been why we only got 10,000. Though we did like explain our scope and everything, and did show them like all the stuff we were planning on doing. So maybe they didn't look at that. I don't know. Maybe they didn't even play the game. I don't know. But yeah, they do ask for a playable build if you have one. I think they just asked for a drive link. We just gave them Steam keys, which I think which looks better. I think personally, this was also in 2020. They might have changed their rules since then. But yeah, I would, if you do not have a playable game, I wouldn't even bother applying. I truly don't think they'll even consider you if you don't have a playable game. So I would definitely be submitting that. Other than that, we showed them socials. We gave them all of our links to our Twitter and our Discord, which had, I think at the time, like 2 to 4,000 members, somewhere in there. So we had a pretty decent following. Now we have like 6 something. So yeah, I think they want to see all that stuff and make sure your game actually has some legs and it's actually going to go somewhere. Because I imagine they're probably getting hundreds of applications every month, and I'm sure most of them are just like, I have this idea for a game, and here's like some AI generated art that kind of captures what I'm thinking about making. I need $150,000, please. And they're definitely denying all that, right? Like this is not Kickstarter. It's not like, and even Kickstarter doesn't do that anymore. This isn't Kickstarter in 2010. How's that? Maybe 2015. I don't know when Kickstarter was like booming. But anyway, yeah, I think you're gonna have to show a lot of stuff. With so many developers now, thanks to AI, I feel it's much harder to get selected now. Which, yeah, 100,000% agreed. You have to seriously stand out now to get a thing like a grant or something like that. And that's what I'm saying is like, you better have something playable. You better have like either a track record of like being able to release a game before, or maybe like at least like a following and an audience, and you've like proven that like this game's gonna be something cool and whatever. Like, oh, sorry, ad just popped. I love that Kezi says 2 seconds ad. It's like a 90-second ad. That's just funny. Anyway, how the hell do we see that tooltip? It's not called tooltip. It's like pop-up maybe? Item info? You're back. Cool. Can you hear me again? I was just kind of listing all the things that you needed. That like if you, because nope, never mind. Okay. We'll wait again. Man, what is that widget that pops up? I remember I always had a hard time finding it when I was actually like fixing it up the first time. I swear it was like called item info or something like that. Focus info, maybe that's it. That's the one. I need both of these though. Item data, crafting, this is format weapon. I just need the new weapon though. This can't set up info for glyphs, so we need to build a whole new setup for them since they use separate data. Okay, now you're back. Welcome back, guys, sorry. You know what's hardest for me now? I'm about to finish a game and I'm really debating with myself if I should make it free or paid. Like it's got both local PvP and online PvP. Yeah, that's a good question. Do you have a monetization strategy if you do free? And if you saw that game on Twitch, or not Twitch, on Steam, would you pay for it yourself? Or would you rather, is it a game you just like, I'll try this, and then if I like it, I'll give them some money? Anyway, Kezi, so yeah, all I was saying was I was just listing off all of the, because there's so much competition right now in games, like there's just a billion games being made like at any given moment now, and there's like 18,000 and growing games releasing on Steam every single year. You really have to stand out, and if you're looking for a grant, you have to just assume that like half those games are probably asking for grants too, you know? So maybe not half, but like a good chunk of them. So if you do submit for the grant, for the Epic grant, just make sure you are putting your best foot forward. Like, make sure your game is like really ready to be shown off. Make sure you've got some really good feedback from like places like Reddit or like Discord groups or whatever, or like Facebook groups if that's what you do, wherever you post. Twitter, doesn't matter, or X, whatever. But just make sure you've like posted this or your game in like all these different places, and make sure you've got like authentic feedback from people. If you have the chance to get like a demo out and have like people play test the game and make sure it's actually good, like do all the things that you need to do to make sure your game is actually like a good game before you start hoping and praying that you get a grant, because they're going to want to see gameplay. They're going to want to see like a following for the game. They want to make sure you actually have like amassed like enough players to like justify the game, because they don't want to give a grant to someone who's not gonna like be able to show it off or whatever. And I don't know if I'm even a good recipient for the grant anymore based on how long it's taken me to get this game out, and like the amount of money it's made and the followers it has and the amount of sales I've got. I don't know. So yeah, I 100% plan on making another game. I have like 4 or 5 games that I would love to go start working on. I have a game right now that's on Steam, is coming soon. It's not in early access yet. It won't ever go into early access, and we're just gonna launch it to 1.0. That was supposed to launch this year, and now it is already end of July, and we're not even like close to ready for it to launch, because I've been working on Swords of Magic. So that game will launch maybe, if we're lucky, this year. Maybe after this update goes out, I'll just go to town on that game and we'll just knock it out. Because I really think we can get the whole thing done in a month. You deserve the 10K? Thank you. I guess my point is, like, I wonder, I think if I applied now for the grant, well, I don't know. I think if I showed them the game I have now, they'd be way more blown away by it. I'd probably get more than 10,000. But I think if I was doing a different game and had the same quality of game as Swords of Magic did, or if fast forward in time, or if I just jumped forward in time and I was making the same game with the same quality with the same audience now, and I applied for the grant, I think I'd get denied. I think when I applied in 2020, it was right before like that big indie boom hit, right? And even the big like AAA boom. Like there were just people like hiring like left and right, because so many people were at home buying games and playing games that it was just like, oh my god, we got to hire everyone, and we've got to give everyone money, and we've got to, like, there's billions are being made right now on the game industry. So I think if I applied with the same game and same like everything now, I think I'd be denied, just because there's so much more competition now. So if you want to get the grant, make sure your game is better than Swords of Magic, or at least what Swords of Magic was like 5 years ago. I've been watching your devlogs when I first got into college, and now I'm trying to make my own. Cool. Congrats on that. Would your studio be able to do unpaid work experience / internship? I'm a 3D artist. I'd love to expand my portfolio and can show you what I've have before you make your decision. I've tried this 3 separate times. We had 3 separate interns. One of them, I got back to him and I was like, sure, let's do it. And they literally never responded to me again. They just never showed up. So that was like, whatever, who cares? And then 2 other times we had someone who like worked on a couple things. They made some models for me or whatever. And then I like gave them feedback and asked them to change things. And then they just ghosted me and never heard anything from them again. And then there's another time too, and I don't remember what happened with that one. I swear there was a 3rd time. It was another like ghost thing, or maybe it was like, right. We got some art from them that was just so bad, and like I knew what they showed me their portfolio going in, and I was like, okay, this quality is like up to par or whatever, but the art was so bad and it just didn't match any of our style in any way, that I was just kind of like, okay, thanks, and then that was it. So yeah, I mean I'm interested in talking about it, but the thing is, depends. I don't know, do you do environment art or character? You linked your art station. I'm so afraid to click links anymore. Oh, this looks good. Yeah, right off the bat, this looks really good. My only real concern is that like I do think low poly is, I mean, not, I don't know, it's, if you know how to do this kind of stuff, you can probably do low poly no problem. But I have met a lot of people who can do like AAA quality, like really like high def art, whatever. And then I'm like, can you make this? And they're like, yeah. And then they come back with me to me with like this crazy like high poly like mismatched like density mesh, and I'm like, nope, not quite what I was looking for. Thanks though. I don't know. I would consider it. If you want to message me on Discord, I'm solo right now. We had a team of 5 and I had to let everyone go because we just we don't make enough money on the game anymore to pay anyone. I don't even pay myself anymore. Really? So everything on there is created from a cube by myself. Nice. Congrats. That's great. What school are you going to? Wait, you did say you were going to school, right? You might not have said that. If you are self-taught, that's pretty impressive. Nice job. Primarily environment and prop. Yeah. So environment and prop is like that's like my niche as well, which makes it harder to like find people, or not harder to find people, but like harder to bring people on to work with, because it's like most of the time what they're doing I can do better and faster, and it's something that I like doing. So it's like, I don't know, it's hard to delegate work out when it's like work that I want to be doing. Like there's a lot of stuff in this game that I don't want to do, and 3D modeling is not one of them. Because I do have a degree in 3D art as well. You have a bachelor's and masters in 3D art and game dev. That's impressive. I do not have a master's. I've considered it. I actually considered going back to school for my master's in game design, but I decided against it because I don't know. I truly think that game design degrees are useless. I kind of just wanted to say I had a master's, and I don't know if it's worth spending 100K or whatever it's going to cost me to get one. Anyway, but yeah, you can message me on Discord. My handle's just kindred, @kindred, and I will get back to you. I'll think about it today. I wouldn't be opposed. We had, let's see, I worked with a programmer who went on to make a lot of money working on, I'm like, he didn't like learn everything from me, but he did. I feel like Swords Magic did jumpstart or kickstart his like game programming stuff like a lot. Like he learned a lot while working in Swords Magic, and then I learned a lot from him, which was useful. And then he went on to make Fortnite maps, and he has made a ton of money, like way more money from Fortnite than he ever did in Swords Magic. And he was around for the launch, so he got a big chunk of the initial like sales from Swords Magic. So, but yeah, he made a lot of money, I think, from Fortnite. And then we also worked with another programmer who went on to work for, what's it called? Foul Ball Studios? No, Foul Ball Hangover. That's what it's called. Who makes Hydroneer, right? Hydroneer, is that what it's called? Yes. He works for them now. And then we worked with another programmer who is like now working with a studio and doing like, I don't know, whatever. We've been a pretty decent like stepping stone for a lot of people. I'm the only person who hasn't seen any success from Swords and Magic other than like Swords and Magic itself. No, I'm just kidding. I've actually had a lot of cool opportunities because of Swords and Magic. I work at a summer camp. I didn't this summer, but we actually went to the summer camp this summer, but I didn't work there. Sorry, I work at a summer camp to teach girls to make games every summer, and that all came from experience on Unreal Engine and working in Swords Magic, which is really cool. Anyway, where are we looking at here? We have format weapon. I believe we're just... Sorry. Trying to get back into working. I went looking today for UE5 degree, and it was like 41K. I was like, hell no. Yeah, I spent 55 for my degree. And I say spent, but I have not paid it off yet. I've been in the cycle of like the deferment cycle for quite a while now, because it's yeah, it's hard to make payments when you don't have money to pay your mortgage, or barely have money to pay your mortgage. But yeah, I would not get a degree. I mean, if you want to get a degree, I would do like programming or something. And even then, I honestly, like, my daughter is 10, and I'm just like my wife and I have been talking about like, what are we going to do when she's like 18 and wants to go to college? And it's like, I don't know, like in 8 years, I truly don't know if college is going to be worth it for any Americans, unless you want to be like a doctor. And I don't think she's going to want to be a doctor, but maybe if she does, then great. We'll, you know, do our best to put her through college. But yeah, like if she wants to do something creative, I don't think I'd even recommend college for her. Like, I tried to go to college right out of high school and dropped out almost immediately. And then I tried again like a few years later, and I dropped out almost immediately. And then I tried again with the same school. They were like, reached out and they're like, do you want to start this back up, or what's the deal here? And I was like, I don't know. And so I started back up again, and that lasted like a month or so. I just could never find the time to do it, and I didn't like what I was doing. I was in like graphic design schools, and it was in like my early 20s, and I was like just having fun and like playing in bands and like trying to, I don't know, see how much I could drink in one night. Like, I was just being a kid, and I just kind of failed out like 3 times basically. And then I went to Full Sail, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I literally started Full Sail because a friend I was working with went there, and there's like the things he wanted to do, like he was like really struggling with like his basic like assignments. Like he had to like write like an English paper about like I don't remember what it was now. It was something dumb though, something really simple, and he was like, I have to write 3 paragraphs, and I'm not even sure, I don't even know how to do this. And I'm like proofreading his stuff, and I was like, dude, this is bad, like let me help you. And I like helped him with a bunch of stuff, and I was like, if he's going to college and like this is what he's doing, and I feel like I'm way above this, like I could do this. And then he told me that if you stay in the degree program for 4 months, they send you a MacBook. And at the time I was running this really awful like old Windows machine that was like, I think still using like Windows XP or something at the time. And I was like, I could use a MacBook. And so I signed up literally to go to school to get a MacBook, and then I figured I was going to drop out, which is the worst thing ever, and I was so stupid. But I somehow stuck through, and not only did I graduate, but I graduated as valedictorian, which was insane to me, because I was just, in the beginning, I was just floating by to get the MacBook. And then I was like, after I got the MacBook, the first class after that, it was like a game development class, or like it was a game art class, and I was like learning 3D modeling, and I was like, all right, I'll stick around for this one and see what it's like, and see if I like it. And I did actually like it, because I was already doing it on my own. So there was part of me did think I was going to keep doing it, but I don't know, it was ridiculous. Okay. I made a huge mistake when I graduated my BA, and I got a call from an Xbox recruiter offering me a role on Sea of Thieves Battle Pass stuff, and I declined to do my master's. Oh, you would have been in. Yeah, when I graduated, I actually got an offer to do game programming at one point, because I was recommended by someone who worked at Google. And so was it Google? I think it was Google. They reached out, a recruiter reached out and asked me to apply. I probably wouldn't have made it through the application process, but they wanted me to do game programming for at Google, and I was like, and I came highly recommended by a friend who worked there, and I was like, there's no way, like I only use blueprints, there's no way they want me to go work at Google using just Unreal Engine and blueprints. There's just no chance. So I just told him no. I was like, I don't want to go through this application process, because you're just gonna deny me. And the guy's like, I think you should apply, I think you'd be surprised. And I was like, is it for Unreal Engine? He's like, I can't tell you. And I was like, then there's no way. It would have been a good life though. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I don't know, I couldn't code myself out of a plastic bag like with anything else. Like all I can use is blueprints and Unreal Engine. So when I first found you, I was an undergrad, and now I work at Gearbox Software as an environment artist. Dude, congrats on that. That's huge. That's awesome. Yeah, after I graduated with my bachelor's, I applied to one studio. It was Sucker Punch, and I got denied within like 3 days. Didn't get an interview or anything, and I was like, okay. And then I started working on Swords and Magic, and I was like, I guess I'm gonna make my own games my whole life. And honestly, as much as I complain about like how Swords and Magic just doesn't make any money anymore, I would think I'd rather be doing this than working a 9 to 5 in any studio, like any of the day of the week. Like I'd rather just like I kind of like the struggle a little bit, you know? Like it's kind of nice being like, okay, we're a little short on money. What can we do this month to like, you know, like get us through? And it's kind of nice being like, hey, let's just push hard and we'll get an update out and we'll do a sale and we'll like do whatever we have to do, you know, and I'll write a press release and we'll make a devlog, whatever. And I like have to crunch and like do that kind of stuff. And it's kind of nice knowing that like I have control over that kind of stuff, because I don't know. And also then after that's done, it's like, okay, well, we did it. We made it through. We're okay for a while. Let's take a couple days off and go hiking or something, or go visit family or whatever. And as long as it's a cheap vacation, we can usually afford it, you know? So it's, I don't know, it's nice being able to just do whatever we want to do when we want to do it. So I think it's worth it. I don't know if most people would be okay living the way we live. Like, not necessarily paycheck to paycheck, but like, we're not exactly like rolling in money, you know? Blueprints only sounds perfect. Yeah. The industry has a huge problem of staff made redundant once the project's finished. That's very true. Then all the pros that just got made redundant take all the jobs, basically making it impossible for any industry newcomers. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think the only way that like we fix that is just like lots more studios opening up and making more games. But the problem is like most games now, especially AAA games, are moving to like battle passes and like live service games, right? And so the issue with that is that if you get stuck in one of those games, like let's say you're playing League of Legends or whatever, all of your time and most of your gaming money now goes to new League of Legends skins or whatever you want to do, right? Or I don't know what else to do in League of Legends, buying whatever. And like all of your time goes to playing League of Legends, right? Same with like Fortnite, same with Call of Duty. Like it doesn't matter what game it is. Like they're gonna hook you in there. I was playing the finals for quite a while, like a couple of years. I was really into finals. I haven't played in a while now, and yeah, it kind of like every night I would just like log in and play for like a couple hours and do my like daily stuff, and then like I'd be done for the night and I would quit playing. And because of that, I wasn't playing any new games at all. So I wasn't spending any money on games until the new battle pass came out for the finals. And then I would sometimes buy it if I didn't have points already saved up, because they also make that easy. And sometimes I'd buy extra cosmetics, and that was like where all my gaming money went. And that's the problem with the industry, is that people get stuck on one game, and then the studios just churn like that game. And they only need a handful of developers to make battle pass stuff, right? Which is why you would have been really lucky to get into that job, Kezi. That really sucks for you, because you probably would still be there making bank, right? Still making battle pass stuff, or you would have found another gig somewhere else, because it's really easy to jump from one job to another in the industry once you're in, like you're locked in and you've proven yourself. Expedition 33 is a great example. It's made of primarily Ubisoft redundant staff that decided to make their own studio. Yep. Yeah, and that's another thing, right? Like that's exactly what happens when people burn out in AAA. They want to make their own game, and then they dive into indie and they make something way beyond the scope of any like traditional indies can make. And then like it also kind of like burns indies, right? Because now indies who were like working in their, you know, basement or whatever, or it is a home office in my case, like now we can't compete with stuff like Expedition 33, and it's like now people expect that, you know, like, well, this is an indie game, how come your indie game doesn't look like this? I get, this is the most common thing for me. People will play Swords and Magic and expect like AAA quality like optimization. So they'll say things like, well, I can play Call of Duty on like ultra specs and I get 120 frames per second or whatever, but I play your game and I only get 50 frames. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because like Call of Duty has a whole team of people who are literally just there to work on optimization and performance. Like they have like 5 or 6 people, I bet you, on the team that they literally just do that. That's all they do. And they're professionals and if they have a problem, then they hire another professional to come in and fix it for them. Like, I'm one dude trying to make the entire game. I don't know how to do that stuff. Anyway, moving on. What's up, Squish? You're a programmer, albeit visually. You'd be surprised how little effort it takes to move over code with your experience blueprints. I think you're right, but yeah, I think you're right. I do, and I actually, so the summer camp that I actually work at that I was just talking about, this year, because I wasn't there, their instructor didn't know Unreal Engine as well as I did, so they weren't confident teaching that, so they moved back to Unity for this summer. So all the girls who've been using Unreal Engine for the last few years, and then also newcomers too, went to Unity this year, and their game came out great. And I just kept thinking, like, I know that if these like 13 to like 18-year-old girls can code in Unity, I could definitely learn it and actually do it. I just need to actually, like, you know, like, put the time in to actually do it. The problem is I really don't want to use Unity, and I know what I'm doing with Unreal Engine, so I just don't see a reason to not use Unreal Engine. But one day, maybe one day. Okay, we really need to get to work though. Yeah, we've now been live for almost 3 hours. It's 4:30 afternoon. I'm probably gonna call it here soon because I do need to get other work done. Let's fix this and get this working, and then we'll clean up over this thing, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, this is called action info. I keep forgetting what this is called. Where is this being used? Find references. Set text. Action hold. Okay, I don't want to override this. Maybe it's not action info. Maybe there's another thing here next to it. Input key, action info. I don't know. Nope, that's literally it. Is this not what I'm looking for? This isn't what I'm looking for. This is not the right thing. I don't know if I'm ready to jump into C++ quite yet. I probably am. I don't know. Better in C# than C++. Unity is easier, but I understand more conceptual things than Unreal. Yeah. Just use UE5 C++. It's different and actually feels easier than traditional C++. I've been learning, and blueprints in C++ are very similar. Cool. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. I want to, there's a big game project that it's not as big as Swords and Magic, I don't think, personally, as far as like content and stuff goes. But it's something I've been wanting to dive into. Yeah, I'm an idiot. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking at this F pickup thing, and it's not what I'm looking for. I want whatever's happening here. This is probably happening in world drop master. There's a world drop widget. I bet that's it. Name. Anyway, when I start that project, I do think it'll definitely benefit from having some C++ as the like ground, you know, like a C++ foundation, rather than just going straight into Blueprint. So, and I'm actually working with a programmer, I believe, as of right now. We've been talking about it, and I think we'll work together. And when that happens, that's when I probably will start learning some C++, and I might just have him like teach me some stuff. We'll see. I might also just start toying around on my own. I believe with the help of GPT, I'm pretty sure I can learn C++, no problem. We'll see what happens. Okay, what am I looking for? Did I not just click on? Oh, right. Name. That's just getting item name. Okay, so I should probably... just slide this out of the way. Oh my god, this thing is huge. Let's cast to weapon new. Let's make this a pure cast. Select, I guess. False, we'll just do the name. If true, this is where we're gonna actually grab that. Let's go to BPFL. Common, maybe? Make a new function and call, say, get element from skill. And we're gonna do a return. This is just gonna be text. And then we need an input to skill. Skill list, I think. Frost magic, ember magic, this is it. Okay, we're only gonna be using this, hopefully, in these things. But do we want, what do we want to call this? Do we want to call this Staff of Fire or Staff of Ember? We're gonna go Ember for now because that's just what the magic's called. I tab, yes. And we have Sky. We could have probably just cut the magic part off too. It probably would have been easier. That's okay. We have Earth, we have Sky, I think that's it. Let's make this a pure function. Oh. Love when you have to compile twice. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Get element and skill. Format. Old name of no, element. Okay. Did I cut that on accident? Must have. Fabric finished. Everything is using gas, and then here we have this Mad Lad making everything from 0. Everyone's using gas. Me? I'm using gas. We don't use it to the full extent that we should have used it, probably. But we definitely use gas. When we first started this project, gas was brand new. Like, I'm pretty sure gas like launched in like 420 or something, 422. I don't remember which version it was. Okay, Staff of Earth is showing there. Now it's showing there. Beautiful. I kind of like that a lot. But now we have Sapling Staff of Life of Order. So now we need to go change some of these staves. So staff new. Let's just open all of these. No, hold on. Let's call. Why is this still showing old staves? Why? Edit. Oh no, we don't want to do that. That's not how I want to do this. Take it back, still epic. Yeah, we use gas. We don't use it like I said, it was brand new when we first started using it, and because of that, we haven't like fully implemented like a lot of the stuff. But it's kind of like it's too late now, kind of. I keep going back in and adding a few more things here and there to gas, but it's like the foundation of this game is so messy now. It's like too late to do a lot of it, which sucks. Okay, Azurian staff. This is called Staff of Cheer. Oh, this one kind of sucks. Maybe we do like an extra thing for this. It's order. We have a Festive Staff of Cheer. And then we also have Joy. Cheer and Joy. Maybe we just change these from Festive Staff to Cheerful Staff and Joyous Staff. I think we're gonna have to. Cheerful? And then we have a wand too, don't we? Do we have wands? No. Well, these are all stabs anyway. So let's change the wands next. Azurian, Cheer, Crimson I think is good. Darkwood staff is good. This is called Staff of the Hero. We should call this Hero Staff. Maybe it's called the Hero Staff of Sky. Maple Staff's good. I don't want to open these. Mending Staff. Really shouldn't be called Mending Staff though. Staff of Moonstone, Moonstone, Staff. This is such a random, like, on the whim thing we're doing. I don't even know why we decided to do this, and I don't know if it was a good idea. But this has been kind of bothering me for a while that we had like weird naming conventions for the staves. What do we call this? Crude Staff of Fire. Of Ember. Oh, we can't call it both things. We can call it the same thing. It'll just be difficult to find. It'll come up as duplicate in our like spawning thing. Maybe instead of crude, let's find a synonym for crude. Primitive, basic, rough, makeshift. I don't know. You know what? Hold on. No, it's fine. It's one you make. You craft this. Oh. This is a craftable staff. I was thinking the frost wand. My bad. That one we probably don't want to call something flimsy or whatever. Staff of overgrowth. Let's call this overgrowth staff. What do you use for backing up your game source control? We use plastic. I highly recommend plastic for Unreal. Sapling staff. Strange branch of ember. Thorn staff of chaos. Wraith collar. This one, okay, so this is kind of where we break down a little bit, because I kind of wish that this was just a unique staff. Like, I kind of just want this to be called Wraith Collar, but it's going to be called Wraith Collar of Chaos. Which is kind of lame. Ever heard of plastic? If you're using Unreal Engine, I highly suggest plastic. There's a plastic plugin built in. When you choose your source control, plastic is there. It does say beta or something, but I've been using it for years, and I don't have any issues with it. I don't remember how to set up source control in UE4 now. But wherever it is, over here. I'm not going to change settings, but when you change it, plastic SCM is what you're looking for. It is made by Unity, which did make me question it for a little while there when Unity was being stupid, because I was like, are they going to charge me money too somehow? But I actually do pay them. I pay them about $15 a month for hosting, because they do cloud hosting, and we do have Swords Magic on there, but it is quite big. You pay per gig, I think it is, and yeah, we're paying like $15 a month for that. You can have up to 3 members for free, and then after that, I think it's like $5 per member, and the first 3 are still free. We used to use Perforce, and the reason we switched is because we had 3 members for free, which was great, and then we went to the 4th member, and then when we maybe it was 4 for free, maybe it was 4 for like the cheaper pricing. I don't remember what it was. Whatever it was, we needed to add another member on, and when we went to do that, they were like, oh yeah, now you've moved into the next tier, so not only do you have to pay like, you know, $100 a month or whatever for this new member you're putting on, but now we charge you $100 a month for every single member before that. And it would have cost us, I'm pretty sure we were looking at like over $1,000 a year to do it. And I was like, I don't know why you think this is an okay like pricing method for this. This is ridiculous. So obviously we changed our mind on that immediately. And we switched over to plastic. And honestly, plastic has been so much better to work with. It's incredibly easy. They have this thing called Gluon, which is like an editor version. So like, or like a UI version, I guess. So you have plastic, or like the plastic SVN or whatever, or SCM, it was called, yeah. And that's like it works just like Perforce does, sort of, pretty similar. The branching is kind of different, so if you use branching a lot, you're gonna have to figure out how the branching works in plastic, because it doesn't work the same. We don't use branching anyway, which we probably should, but we don't. Maybe the next project we'll figure out branching, get that working. It's kind of hard to branch when using blueprints anyway, because you can't like merge blueprints. So it's like, branching is weird anyway. Anyway, but you can also open up, instead of like the regular plastic window, you can open up this one called Gluon, which is much simpler. And in Gluon, the cool thing about it is that you can push without pulling. So it's mostly like, it works really well for blueprints because you can't override and like merge files anyway. So and we use checkout, so you can like, no one can mess with files that I have checked out anyway, so it doesn't matter. And if they do, then they have to revert their changes before they can push, because it'll show changes. But you can still push without having to pull, which is really handy. So I don't know, I like it a lot. So much useful info. Yeah, I love plastic, and it's so much cheaper, so much easier to work with. The only thing about plastic that's kind of annoying is it is kind of tedious and annoying to set up for the first time, because you have to use their like Unity login and go to their website, and then there's like 3 different places. Like there's like a project section, so you think like, okay, I need to go to projects, but that's not it. You don't want to go to projects. You want to go to source control, which is different. I don't know why it's different. And then there's like 3 different places under source control to like set up your project and set up your not depot, your repository and stuff. And it's kind of annoying. And then when you like set up your repository or your workspace on your end, it's kind of annoying too. So I suggest just finding a YouTube video, like a tutorial, and doing it the first time. But yeah, like I use it for all kinds of stuff. I have like 5 or 6 projects up on Plastic. Some of them have people on them with me, some of them don't, some of them are just me solo. And you can do local too with Plastic. You can just have a local repository, which is handy for like just reverting files and stuff like that. I don't know if having a local project stores like a duplicate of your project, because it's all stored in the same local file. So I don't know if like that helps you with like backups for like a game jam or something. Like if you lost all your work in a game jam, I don't know if you'd be able to like revert. I guess you could. I don't know how it works though. Diversion is pretty good too. I have not heard of Diversion. I had a friend who was trying to, or was thinking about starting up his own version. He was going to call it like Checkpoint or something like that, or I don't remember what he was going to call it. And I was kind of hyped because it was going to be like super minimal and like super like easy to use. And I was like, yeah, I would 100% switch to this if it's going to be as powerful as it seems like it's going to be. But the way he ended up not doing it, I don't think. Or maybe he's still working. I don't know. I like to back up on a different external hard drive. Yeah, and keep my main on my mesh drive. I think you can do that with Plastic. I have to Google it. That's what I need to do. Anyway, I'm not sure, because this is going to be called Wraithcaller of Chaos, and I don't know if I want to say that. I wonder if we just have like a... We could check to see if the original name contains staff or wand, and if it does, then we override it. Otherwise, we don't. Oh no, I just realized I think we screwed up. I think... Oh no, this is fine, never mind. This is fine. I was gonna say, I think if I drop like a sword on the ground, it's gonna show wrong, but it's not. The cool thing about the of Earth, etc. thing on here, or the suffix, I guess, is that we can sort of like we could use, like, I don't know, I have like an a way to like do enchanting that I want to explore eventually, and I think it'll look nice with that because we can tack that on the end, I think. But not for stabs. You won't be able to enchant stabs anyway. It'll just enchant like melee weapons and bows. We'll see though. We'll see if that works. We might do something different with it. Anyway, let's go get Wraithcaller. Oh, there it goes. Wraithcaller of Chaos. We can just change it to Wraithcaller Staff. That sounds a lot better than Wraithcaller of Chaos. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want it to not say that. I kind of want to just say Wraithcaller. Let's do this. Let's go in here. Let's say... Not contains. Is it contains? Yes. No, stop. I want you to auto connect, but I want you to do it when I want you to do it. We're gonna get kind of messy with this, but I think this is gonna work better. If it does contain that, then we want to do this. Otherwise, we just want the name. Where is the other logic now? We closed it, didn't we? It's called... What was it called? Oh no. Grab it again. World drop widget. This one. Okay, now it should not show that. That's when most people use Perforce. You check out binary files so people aren't trying to merge them. You're convinced it's next to impossible to work with a ton of people in blueprints? No, I don't think so at all. As long as I think it's fine. You just have to check things out. It's really annoying though. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is annoying to work with a lot of people in blueprints because people are not very consistent about checking things out and like remembering to check them back in. Perfect. That works great. And then the rest, all of our other staff should work just fine. Cool. People are going to be confused when all their staff names are different, but they'll be close enough the same. But yeah, like it's totally fine as long as if you have a pretty good like system for like, okay, everyone has to check their things in when they're done working with them. You need to be pushing throughout the day. And also if you're communicating well, oh wait. True needs to go here, right? Yeah. I closed those before I double check. That's fine. Oh wait, I have an error. Oh, that's from a long time ago. Never mind. But yeah, like the only problem is like, especially if you, for example, in our project, this was a stupid thing we shouldn't have done, but look at this. We have this player component that the first programmer built and stuck on the player, and I'm sure at the time it was like no big deal. We have a player component, it's fine. It sits on the player controller, and I think at first it was meant to be like for like RPC stuff, so we like built all our RPC stuff on it, right? And it was like, okay, that's cool. We have the thing for RPC now, and then we were like, well, we also like have other stuff we need to put on here, you know, so we have other stuff, other functions. And then it was like, well, let's also build some functions for like, you know, our inventory. So here's like all of our inventory operations. You see all these functions? And then here's like UI and operations for our gold. There's all inventory related things. And then we have like interaction system. and then our quest system, and it was like, well, we need pets. We have pets and mounts and stuff. Let's put those on here. And then skills, abilities, hotbar, more UI stuff, bestiary, journal, more things. Here's a savings, all of our saving stuff, reputation, unique chest, collections, currency, mail system went on here. We have world event system on here, map. Yeah, this turned into, we have hundreds, and these are all just the uncategorized ones. We have just hundreds of functions, and from like here-ish, I think, on down are all me. This is all stuff I've added onto this, like almost all of it. So we just keep using it, and then these are all the variables we have on here, which is not as crazy as you thought it would have thought it was going to be, but still, there's a lot of stuff on here. So whenever someone needed to change like pretty much anything to do with like anything in the game, they had this checked out. So it was because there's everything is freaking on here. Looking back, every single one of these categories should have been its own component, like save component. Should have a save component on the player, quest component on the player, pet component on the player, skills component on the player, right? Like all these things, reputation component. They all should have been their separate things. I feel lightheaded seeing all that. Dude, it's insane. And then when I hit save, watch how long this takes to save. Okay, not crazy. Now compile though. Like it's scary compiling it. Like it's like 3 to 5 seconds every time. It's insane. There's so much stuff on here. I'm sure, and not only that, but this has so many references too. That this has caused like, this is a huge headache. I guarantee that most of our circular dependencies are because of the stupid player component, because we have references to like everything in here. And then a lot of things reference this back. So it's like we have a lot of circular dependencies, stuff like that, which is why we can't go to UE5, because the dependency chains are so long. Anyway, yeah, I went a little crazy because the next project I worked on, the Seeking Adventure, has like probably too many components, and almost everything could have just been on like one place, but we have so many components in that one because I wanted to like keep things very modular. So now whenever there's an issue, I open up that one thing, which is handy. But yeah, so don't do that. Don't have one component on your whole player that does everything. I think at the time, I don't know. I think the problem was that Moz at the time, I think, was just not seeing the full scope of the game, or I don't know. Maybe he was. Maybe he thought we would never get to that size, never get to this size. Or maybe it was just because the full scope of the game was so much smaller then. It really was. And then we just kept adding more and more and more stuff on. Like there shouldn't have been pets. There never should have been like, there's just so many things that we didn't need. Like we didn't need fishing. There was no reason for a fishing system. We just did it for fun. You know, we needed crafting. Crafting was a big thing. Anyway, moving on. Oh, we're finished with that thing. Was that it? Oh, that's all we need to do. Oh, let's fix one more thing before I call it. It's 5 o'clock. I'm starving. It's dinner time. The binding system. This guy, the binding UI. Actually, it's the binding items. The text that goes right here. We need to figure this out now. Find references to it. Okay, so when this constructs, what does it first say? Choose a weapon to unbind. Okay, that's fine. So stats, choose a weapon to unbind. Close that, space, stats, unbinding a weapon. Close that, and then bold red, destroys, close that, stats, done. Okay, that should look better. We were missing one code, there were one tag there, so it broke everything. We also need to switch. Hi. I'm also starving. I was just saying that. I'm just fixing one last thing and then. Okay, now it says choose a weapon to unbind. That purple looks kind of bad. Unbinding weapon destroys it. Oh, need a space after destroys. Everything else looks good. When I choose the weapon though, unbinding Elderwood staff. Should we put right here like this will destroy the item, and then also this would be nice to show. I guess it doesn't matter here. Okay. If we're binding, though, we need a different text. Use a weapon to bind. And then binding a weapon doesn't destroy it. We just say binding a weapon replaces its always do an apostrophe on its level, because I think possessive its, and that's not how it works. Binding a weapon replaces its level with the level of the binding rune. Do we need to say that like it destroys the binding rune? It's fine. Claire no. Claire should figure this out by now. Destroys your... Yeah, it's fine. Okay, and then over here we're setting the text again. This is right here. Unbinding... Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, let's just choose the weapons. Okay. Should we say the level we're binding it to? Nah, it's fine. But we should show the level we're binding it to in when we set the item. So we init slot set enhance item. Init slot style item. Wait, this is the binding weapon. Yes. So item ID, quality. We don't want the custom ID from here. That's all we need is item ID and quality. Okay, and then we need a custom ID from what? Catalyst. No. Binding stone. Custom ID, not item ID. Okay. That should give us the preview of the right item number, or item. Okay, I think we're done with this as long as it works. Let's spawn some weapons in. Let's do sword. Well, at least to be fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, not that one. That's sort of testification. That does not sound like a good sword. Green skull. Okay. That sword needs to go away. Okay, we want to bind what? Let's bind our level 8. No, let's bind our level 33. Wait, hold on. Choose a weapon to unbind. Unbinding a weapon destroys it. Maybe we just make this red too. Might be kind of nice to have like an X over this or something to know we're destroying it, but should be fine. Unbinding Rivari Greatsword. We have an extra space in here, it looks like. Also, we don't need a period at the end. Okay. Oh, and this is bind. It needs to say unbind. Okay, let's fix those things. So unbinding space. I don't like the purple. Let's make it, I don't know, let's find a different color. What is this thing called? It's What are they called? Rich text. So what are we using here? At title. Either we need to, well, we could also just change the background, I guess, of this. We could just make this border like a different color. Does that look better? Hold on, let's fix the other issues first. Okay. We don't have an extra space in there. Just look like we did, I guess. We don't. Okay, and the other thing was we have a button. We need to change it. Oh, that's not in here. Damn it. That's might be a little more difficult because that's in here. Hmm. How are we checking? We have an is binding. No, I want. How do we know what this is? I'm not setting this anywhere. Oh, maybe it's on. How are we doing this? Maybe in here? Nope. Is it maybe just set in here then? Yes. No? Are we setting it to always is binding? I swear we're changing that somewhere. We must be changing it. I just don't know where the hell we're changing it at. Oh, now I can see it much better. But again, I don't know. I don't know how to change that. I think it has to do with this. I don't know. I'll have to dig through this, but I'm starving. So let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's call it a night, a day, whatever. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate the chats. It's nice having people to talk to. I'll be back on Thursday. Maybe no, Friday. Probably Friday. I think we're switching to Fridays. So this is for sure Friday. Maybe both. Who knows? But probably Friday. I'll see you guys then. Thanks again for hanging out. Appreciate it. And I'll see you later.